You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I've got your weekly prediction edition. We're going to talk about Theo returning and Steve stunned by something huge. It's Belynda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, click that subscribe button. We've got predictions for EJ and Stefano, for Marlena, for Ari and Theo, for Gabi, Steve, and Stephanie, and also for Brady and Sarah. Let's get right into it. Our very first prediction is that EJ DiMera is conspiring with new Stefano. So this is kind of a double prediction. One, that we're going to get some kind of manifestation of Stefano. Obviously, Joseph Mascalo is gone. The real Stefano is dead, but Days of Our Lives doesn't let little things like that stand in their way. So in the promo, spoilers have Marlena telling Kayla about her Queen of the Night dream. On Wednesday, Susan is warning EJ about something. And then on Friday, EJ is hinting at big plans. I wonder if it's nefarious things for University Hospital. And in the promo, Susan now apparently thinks she can talk to the dead. And maybe she's talking to Stefano, whose evil spirit is still lurking around. And this week, Rafe tells Kat about Stefano being called the Phoenix for a reason. You know, that whole rising from the ashes. So with Marlena dreaming about being Queen of the Night again, that points to a possible Stefano return. Plus, Susan's thinking she can talk to the dead and says so right below his portrait. The last time they brought Stefano back, it was Steveno. Remember Steven with Stefano's memories? So they might be cooking up something again for Marlena, with EJ trying desperately to get his hands on the hospital and then talking about his big plans. It could be that he is going to let Dr. Rolfe have some lab space to do some twisted science, and maybe there already is a new Stefano in place, and maybe that is who EJ's conspiring with, and that's why getting the hospital was so important. And if you remember, at one point, Dr. Rolfe was trying to put like cloned little embryos into people of Stefano. Maybe he succeeded. So if indeed the wicked daddy DiMera is back, it's going to be in a new body, and maybe EJ's helping. Our second prediction, Marlena under mind control again. In recent episodes, we saw Marlena having a dizzy spell in her apartment. She almost collapsed. It really freaked out Belle. And then Marlena fainted last week in the courtroom as Johnny's trial was just getting underway after she did EJ's hypnosis. Sarah didn't find anything wrong with her, but Susan senses that Marlena's mind, body, and soul are ill. And in the promo, Marlena, of course, is telling Kayla about the Queen of the Night dream, and Marlena continues to have troubling dreams. So Kayla may fear that Marlena's dreams signal DiMera mind control again. I mean, she and Steve know all too well what that is like. Marlena's grief and stress about the trial, that was thought to be the culprit of her lack of appetite, her weakness, her insomnia, the, sleeping with lots of naps. So these could be symptoms of her being controlled again in some way, though. Stefano used the Arabian Nights book as a mind control tool, and we've got Marlena reading that book to Rachel. So I wonder if it's triggering her to have these dreams. I mean, did she pick that book? Did Rachel pick the book? And maybe Marlena wants to know why she chose it, because she is asking her granddaughter some questions this week. So the Queen of the Night saga with Stefano led to the original devil possession. Fans hope this doesn't lead to a third devil possession from what I'm seeing. I mean, a lot of people did not like the reboot when they had Doug, Marlena, and Johnny possessed. I do like that Doug Williams had a front burner story before we lost him, though. I will say that. And he did well in the plot. It was just that I don't know if we needed that plot again. But with John gone now, Marlena doesn't have him to protect her. So unless we get some sort of supernatural intervention, who will save Marlena? Our third prediction, Theo Carver comes back to Salem and falls for Ari. In recent episodes, we saw Ari had that brief summer fling with Doug 3. She slapped him. He left Salem. And Abe and Paulina spoke with Theo and learned about the trouble that he was having with Claire. And in the summer promo, Ari tells Sophia to get over Tate. So we know Ari is sticking around in Salem for a while, and that means she needs a love interest. So Theo and Claire have, not come up out of nowhere. I mean, why mention them out of nowhere? They just split up off screen. Why bother having Abe and Belle get these calls from Theo and Claire unless it was for an upcoming storyline? So we could see one or both of them come back. Claire may decide to head to Salem to see her mom and dad. Belle and Sean may need to comfort her after the split, or maybe Claire's not coming back at all and it's just going to be Theo headed to Salem. So Abe may get a visit from Salem and then he sticks around. We know they need a love interest for Ari, and Tate's already got 2 chicks chasing him and Doug 3 is gone. We rarely see Aaron and he's into Sophia anyway, so Arianna needs a man. All right, so the thing is, if you're wondering about that age gap, just for a fun fact, Ari was born in 2013 and Theo in 2003. So there should be 10 years between them. They should be 12 and 22 years old right now, but Ari's been aged up to 18 and Theo being, early 20s, that's actually an okay age match. Doug 3 was about that age, so it's not that big a deal. Our fourth prediction, Gabi asked Steve for help and ruins Stephanie's life in the process. So on Monday, Gabi hires Steve for a new assignment. And then in the promo, Steve's telling Kayla that he stumbled across something that affects Stephanie. And she's wondering, how bad is it? If it's what I think, it's pretty bad. So Gabi may have Steve looking to find Stefan, and he could be starting with where his twin Jake Lambert was, which was up in Philly, or other clues may lead him to New York City. But if Steve does wind up in New York, well, there's somebody up there who could rip Stephanie and Alex's happy lives apart. If you remember, Joy Wesley left town pregnant with Alex's baby, but Joy lied and told Alex and Stephanie she wasn't pregnant. She lied to them both. Joy and Alex's baby should be born towards the end of the year. And I wonder if Steve stumbles upon a pregnant Joy Wesley and does the math. Since Stephanie and Alex have everything they want and they're happily in love, it's time to create some drama. So is Steve going to have to come home and warn Kayla that little sweetness is about to be really upset with some baby mama drama? Our fifth and final prediction, Brady makes a move on Sarah. So, Sarah's been confiding in Brady as a friend, and she does care about Rachel. Wednesday, Sarah's confronting Sophia about lying about the sex of the baby to Tate and Brady and wants to know why. And by Friday, Sarah and Brady are getting closer. In the weekly promo, Gwen and Xander see Sarah and Brady embracing. And then in the summer promo, Sarah kisses Brady to tick Xander off. So our leaker told us that Brady falls for Sarah and uses her growing relationship with Rachel to get closer to her. But it is supposedly one-sided because it seems Sarah still loves Xander. So when Sarah kisses Brady to get to Xander, Brady may take that kiss the wrong way and may start making moves on Sarah, but I think Brady's only setting himself up for heartache down the line. I mean, the poor guy's had a tough go since Rachel terrorized his last girlfriend, Ava, into leaving town, and Rachel does really like Sarah, so Brady may think it's a good move for that reason, but also because he likes Sarah, but I do think Brady's been set up for a broken heart.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.